Namaskar. Today's topic is Hilbert space and H per syllabus. This is for the students of MSc Maths 4th semester and the paper is functional analysis. In today's lecture, we will see the definitions and examples of the inner product spaces, Hilbert spaces and their. So first we define the inner product space. So definition is of the inner product space is let LF be a linear space where F is either the field of real numbers or the field of complex numbers, and an inner product on L is a mapping from L cross L into F which assigns to each ordered pair of vectors xy in L a scalar value xy in F such a way that for three conditions. Here are three conditions for this pair, for each pair of xy. The first one is that x greater and equal to 0 and x equal to 0 implies and is implies x equal to 0. The second one that xy bar conjugate equal to yx. Here xy bar denotes the conjugate complex of the number xy. The third one that ax plus by comma z equal to axz plus byz, and these three conditions for any xyz belonging to L and AB belongs to F field of scalars. So if a linear space having these three properties for each pair of ordered pair xy, then we will say that L is a this is known as inner product, and we will say also the linear space L is then said to be an inner product space with the rest with respect to that specified inner product defined on. So these three conditions are known as three conditions of the inner product: first, second, and three. So it should be noted that in the above definition, xy does not denote the ordered pair of vectors x and y, but it denotes the inner product of the vectors x and y, and which is some number of field f. It is an element of f which has been assigned by the mapping named as inner product to the vectors x and y, and it will be read as the inner product of vectors x and y. And particular, if f equal to r, then xy is a real number, and if f equal to c, here c is the set of complex number, then xy is a complex number. And its particular cases that if f is the field of real numbers, then the complex conjugate appearing in 2 is superfluous, and 2 should be read as xy equal to yx. So if f is the field of complex number, then from 2 we have xx equal to xx bar, and therefore xx is real number because the conjugate and the number is equal, then this number is real. Thus xx is always real whether f equal to r or f equal to c. Therefore the inequality given in condition 1 makes sense. Property 1 of the inner product in the definition of inner product is called non-negativity. The property third is called the linearity property, and if f equal to r, then the property 2 is called the symmetry, and if f equal to c, then the second property is called the conjugate symmetry. So on R3 there is an inner product which we call the standard inner product or the dot product. So its definition of the inner product in the R3 tuples So the elements are this type of that x equal to a1, a2, a3 and y equal to b1, b2, b3 belonging to R3. Then we define the inner product of xy as a1, b1 plus a2, b2 plus a3, b3. So it can be seen that this definition satisfies all the postulates of an inner product. Therefore, this R3 is an inner product space. Now we define Hilbert space. So the definition of Hilbert space is let H be a complex Banach space, then H is said to be a Hilbert space if a complex number xy is called the inner product of xy satisfying the following property. If this xy, the complex number satisfy these three properties, then we will say that H is a Hilbert space. So the first one is that x equal to norm of the x square. Second one that xy conjugate of the xy equal to yx. Conjugate of xy equal to yx. And the third one that ax plus by comma z equal to axz plus byz, and for all xyz belonging to H and AB belonging to F. So the definition tells us that first thing H should be a Banach space, or it may be complex or real, that H should be a Banach space, and inner product and the norm are related with this condition that XX inner product XX equal to norm x square, and these two conditions, then we will say that H is Hilbert space. So another definitions of the Hilbert space are an inner product space which is complete, and the second definition that an inner product space in which every Cauchy sequence is a convergent sequence. So these two more definitions for a Hilbert space. Now we consider the example of an Hilbert space. So consider the Banach space L2n. Here the elements of this L2n are n tuples consisting of all n tuples x equal to x1, x2, xn of the complex number with norm of x defined as, here norm is defined as norm of the x equal to summation I varying from 1 to n xi modulus of the xi square and power 1 by 2. So this is the definition of the norm of x, and the definition of the inner product is that if y equal to y1, y2, y3 and yn, then we define the inner product of xy as xy bracket equal to summation I varying from 1 to n xi yi bar. So then we have to show that this L2n is a Hilbert space. So we have considered here Banach space, defined the norm and the inner product, and we will check the conditions for the Hilbert space. Then we can say that this is a Hilbert space. We have to verify all the three conditions of the Hilbert space. The first one is that x we check for the xx is by the definition of the inner product. This is equal to summation I varying from first one, that inner product xx equal to summation I varying from 1 to n xi bar equal to summation I varying from 1 to n modulus of the xi square, and this is equal to norm x square. The second condition H2, that a conjugate of the xy bar, this is equal to summation I varying from 1 to n xi yi bar equal to x1 y1 bar plus x2 y2 bar plus so on xn yn bar whole bar, and then applying the property of the conjugate. The double conjugate will cancel. Therefore, we applying the conjugate, we obtain x1 bar y1 plus x2 bar y2 plus xn bar yn, and this we can write as y1 x1 bar plus y2 x2 bar plus yn xn bar. This is equal to summation I varying from 1 to n yi xi bar, and this is equal to yx. So this is the second condition for the Hilbert space. For third condition, we let if z equal to z1 comma z2 and so on zn, then ax plus by equal to a into x1 x2 xn plus b into y1 y2 yn equal to ax1 plus by1 and so on axn plus byn. So then we take its inner product of ax plus by, this element with z. So ax plus by comma z equal to, by definition of the inner product, we obtain this as ax1 plus by1 z1 bar plus ax2 plus by2 z2 bar and so on axn plus byn zn bar equal to, applying the linearity of this, we rewrite this as ax1 z1 bar plus x2 z2 bar and so on xn zn bar plus b y1 z1 bar plus y2 z2 bar plus yn zn bar equal to, by definition of inner product, axz plus byz. So we have proved all the three conditions of the Hilbert space. Therefore, we can say that L2n is a Hilbert space. So note that if the linear space LF is an inner product space, then norm of x is denoted by norm of x and defined as norm of the x equal to under root of the x inner product of the xx. Now we are having theorems depend for the Hilbert space. That the theorem 1 tells us that it is in a Hilbert space as first property of the inner product x comma by plus cz equal to b bar xy plus c bar xz. So in this we see that if scalars are on the second part, then and we take these out, then here conjugate sign. And the second property tells us that inner product of x0 equal to 0 for all x belonging to h and 0x equal to 0 for all x belonging to h. So in the inner product, if one element is 0, then the value of inner product is 0. So we check here, the proof is simple. First, for the first one, that a by plus cz, then by definition or property of h2, by the property of Hilbert space, second property, we can write this as by plus cz comma x conjugate equal to byx plus czx. So this we apply here the third condition of the Hilbert space. Then we break this conjugate of the byx plus conjugate of the czx. So now we apply this conjugate on b and yx and apply the second property. We can write this as b bar xy plus C bar XZ. So we obtained the required result. And for the second property, that we have 0 comma x equal to, we can write here 0 as 0 into 0 x and take 0 outside, then this is 0 into 0 x, so this number into 0 equal 0. Also x0 equal to 0 x bar equal to 0 bar from this result and equal to 0. So we have proved these two results here. Now in the second theorem tells us that every inner product space is a normed linear space. So we prove this. Let L be a inner product space and we have to verify the conditions of, check the conditions of normed linear space. Then obviously L is a linear space and also the norm on L is defined as norm of the x square equal to inner product xx. Then we check the conditions of the norm linear space. The first one is that norm x square equal to xx is greater and equal to 0 by definition of inner product. Second one, and 2, that norm of the x equal to 0 implies and is implies inner product xx equal to 0 and this implies x equal to 0. The third one is that norm of the x plus y square equal to, by definition, inner product of x plus y. Then we open this, expand this, and we obtain this as xx plus xy plus yx plus yy, and then this is equal to norm x square plus xy plus xy bar plus norm y square. So here this xy plus xy bar we can write as twice real part of the xy, and then a real part of the z is less and equal to modulus z. So we take here the modulus of the xy, and then by Schwarz inequality we obtain this as norm x square plus norm y square plus twice norm x norm y. Therefore norm of the x plus y square is less and equal to norm x plus norm y whole square, and therefore norm of the x plus y equal to less and equal to norm x plus norm y. So now the fourth property, for the fourth property, norm of the ax square equal to ax comma ax. Norm of the ax square equal to ax comma ax. So by the property above we have seen, we can take a outside, then a bar from the second count part. A bar xx equal to norm of the a square, modulus of the a square into norm x square. Therefore this implies norm of the ax equal to modulus of the a norm x. So we have proved all the four conditions of the norm. Therefore such type of an inner product space is, each inner product space is a norm linear space. So today we have studied the inner product, Hilbert space and their theorems and examples of the Hilbert space. For more detail, students can see the reference book of functional analysis. So, I am Dr. R.P. Somani, Associate Professor in Maths. Thank you.